Okay.
Breakfast on the way.
So, as we guys all know, in the last game, we wrapped up a few threads regarding the gauntlet, bringing everybody back, tearing Shu out of her. Is homunculus the right word? Or yeah, sure.
Skin suit.
Skin suit
is my personal favorite.
Skin
Flesh
suit.
prison is another one.
Flesh prison. Simulacrum. Didn't your teachers tell you not to use that word?
Yes, they said don't use unnecessary Latin.
Simulacrum. Just to spite them.
Thought it was pronounced simulacrum.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Look, the
I
Latin
don't-
people.
Because as long as you can understand what the word is, I'm not going to correct you. I'm not on. No, I won't say that because that makes Anna an asshole. I'm not.
The Romans definitely can't tell us otherwise either. So
Exactly. If it's a Latin word and someone says it in a certain way, I don't care.
yeah, they all fucking died out. No, sorry.
Move on. Move on gracefully over Emma's stumble. You guys were able to tear Shu out and reveal her true form. Taking flight altogether, you also noticed, as it was decided previously, that Ulster and Loran would have a fast and loose, what's it called? Shotgun wedding. Elopement on the boat. You guys noticed that all of Ulster's sort of friends who had been, all of Ulster's friends from his apartments, your guys' NPC friends who'd met along the way, who were with them, and a few others from different areas, the Maasai mostly.
I think we're waiting on Lucas and Lauren's parents.
Yeah, arrived for this wedding, impromptu wedding. Loran reveals the reason that he wanted to wed Ulster so quickly is because he felt like he didn't want to lose this chance. Your hand looks lovely though.
Thank you. I slept on it wet.
He did not want to lose this chance.
Bacteria. Sorry.
And we all rest well. It is now that we gather after some interesting conversations with the various guests who've arrived, one of whom I forgot, Ender Ashun, thematically for my voice, should be there as he was at Ulster's apartment, and I knew I'd forgotten someone. So
and you did say that there were more people on the boat. So.
There were more people on the boat, so he wakes up and comes on the boat as well.
Is Anna Ashun with him?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think Anna would be there, wouldn't she? Which means you guys can progress some plot lines with the poison if you want to. Anyway, that aside, we also met a certain Albeck Mensej, who was once engaged to Ulster, and after some bartering, has decided that he is not going to tell Rolmy that he is getting married, that Ulster is getting married. Can I just check? Because I might be conflating two sessions because it's been a little while. Did we also have a dream sequence where Sleer went to go visit Bluey's grave? Or was that the session previously?
That was the session previous. That was what had happened
yes,
alongside Ulster's death and Sparks meeting my own again.
Yes, that's what happened, yeah, for sure. Indeed, and obviously Sleer recovering from her actual death experience in the lower bunks of the ship, keeping an interesting distance from the more vigorous activities going on. Understandable. You did die. But perhaps is there something more? I don't know. Oh god, sorry. Is it okay if I wrap the recap up because my throat is going and I want to save it for RP? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we This is gonna be a funny one, guys. Let's all just be funny.
Do you want some honey tea?
I don't want to waste any more time because we've only got 2 hours and a half left to play.
How about when our breakfast arrives, you make a honey tea,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
which is in 2 minutes.
Okay. So, wrapping up the previous game, I'm going to say that with wedding arrangements, eating, greeting, meeting everyone, you guys probably come rather quickly to a long rest. I think, however, your long rest would come with it 2 new arrivals onto the ship. Like I said, Anarashun and Endrashun, who pull their way kind of out of the boat, climb up the ladder, and make their way up there. And Anna has her hand kind of like calmly on her son's shoulder, but he is bouncing a little bit with excitement.
That's cute.
They look better than before, though you know that Ender has Ender and Pikotaro have a very similar predicament with regards to the potion that's been making everybody into these kind of repetitive motion, necrotic kind of zombies. And Anna whispers something down to Ender, and then pats him on the shoulder and moves over to Pico. Does anybody want to listen into what they're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm assuming you guys are all sitting around having some dinner after a long day of wedding planning and meeting everyone. Does anybody not want to be there?
I need you to get our food, sorry.
Okay. Anna and sorry, Slayer and Louis.
I think as long as it's obvious that I'm engaged or I'm listening, like I'm looking over there and like between them. Bless you.
It's not a hidden conversation, but yeah. So
okay.
she
if it's not hidden, then I'll listen.
So she kind of taps Ender, and he kind of heads in your direction. She goes over to Pico, who's sort of sitting apart. Pico looks fine, but a little tired, you think, compared to before. And she goes and she just sort of crouches in front of him. Ender comes up to you guys first, I think, before you overhear fully what the conversation is about or they start speaking. And the moment she's just sort of like doing some runic kind of inscriptions on his chest, and you can tell that there's some magic going on here to sort of like stabilize his necrosis. And Ender comes up and he says, "Hello, friends! I really need to put that much effort into the voice today." Anyway.
I'm glad to hear that. Hello. How are you, Ender?
Well, in all honesty, I've been recuperating pretty well in Allstairs Mansion. Though I will say, there's there's some bad things going on back in Aprea.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep my ear to the ground for you, but well, I'm not feeling so great. Not.
Yeah, very understandable. Honestly, sometimes recovery can be a full-time job, but if this is, I think Blue is definitely thinking of like magic. What magic can I do right now for this boy?
I think if he sees you kind of like suffering through that thought process, he just puts his hand out and grabs yours and says, "It's all right. Don't worry. I remember how helpful you guys were at the Temple of Bahamut, and I haven't forgotten that. Well, in many ways, you guys are heroes to me, at least. You've saved a lot of people. I think that I think we're gonna be okay. So don't waste your magic on me. Waste your magic on fixing the root of this problem." Hi, Lala. Bye, Lala.
Well, if we're talking practical terms, you wouldn't have to. Well,
We could maybe like a protein shake or something if that's what you're talking about.
I'm more well. Okay, first of all, I wouldn't consider.
Well, those mad gains.
I wouldn't consider using magic to help you a waste. But even if I did, which I don't, I'm about to hopefully get a really good rest, which will mean that I can perform well tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next.
He looks between you and just says, "You guys have, from an arcanist's point of view, not to step on Loran's toes wherever he is. You guys, all right. Hello, hello, strange jester. Oh, okay." He looks away. Thank you, my love.
The feast.
Yeah. From an arcanist's point of view, you guys are really phenomenal, and your healing magic is unmatched from what I've seen, at least from what we can spare. There are plenty of clerics still up north who are kind of trying their best to stop this from coming down here, but Mom and I have been following the potion as best we can whilst we're trying to also solve this problem. And that problem points over to Pico. We think that there might be something else or someone else spreading the potion more hand to mouth directly rather than an organized attack. I don't know who it could be, but we've heard there's a merchant who moved through the Green Sea not too long ago.
Who's Big Ed?
What?
Big Ed.
He's been spotted, and we have valuable information from a member of our organization named Sobek. Guys, I met someone named Sobek the other day, by the way. I just wanted to tell you that. I was at a pitch meeting, and somebody was pitching a TV show, and his name was Sobek. And I was like, hello, I'm a D&D character named after you. And he was like, is he a lizard? And I was like, no, sorry.
A lizard, I guess, makes a bit sense. I think Sobek's like a crocodile head. Yeah.
He probably has, I've decided he has a lizard folk in his ancestry.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway. So, he says, as you know, my mom, she's part of the organization that he started. There's a few of us, a few agents. I think you've met some of them now. And we obviously are putting out as many feelers as possible. The most obvious one was that not too long ago, a gentleman came and it seemingly took some of the potions or purchased them. I can't quite remember what he said because it was so long ago, guys. So long ago. And we believe that those have been distilled down further and further into something more menacing. Perhaps they have been spiked and given out to people as healing potions or other remedies. Either way, we don't want to put a dampener on this amazing day. I'm so excited for you all, Stare, and I just it felt wrong not to tell you. And of course, you too, Bluey. So yeah, considering your clerical nature.
You know, I can't speak for everyone else, but I mean, we're not catching up on the, regular or whatever. So I think it's good that we're
on the reg.
Yeah.
Well, you've always got me on your stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We just choose
You've
not
always
to that much.
got your hair.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's all right. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
Is that worth an insight check? Or?
Oh, why not?
All right. Ah, not great. 11.
I think it's good enough considering your friends. That hurt his feelings a little bit. But regardless of what you think, at this moment you kind of hear Anna just say to Pico, I'm sorry, that's all I can do right now. And he just says, it is no matter. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be stable for long.
What's wrong?
She kind of looks back and then looks at Pico, and Pico just nods, and she says, the necrosis seems to be getting more intense or stronger, so...
I thought the amulet was stopping that.
Is. And she kind of pulls his shirt aside, and you can see the amulet kind of sitting there. But something seems to have changed. It's like... And she tilts her head. The amulet still works just fine. It's like it's fighting harder, which would suggest that the infection is spreading, though it's still in the same area.
Perhaps.
Which suggests instead it's becoming more concentrated or more powerful. But I don't know why.
Perhaps
what could possibly
it's
trigger that?
mutating.
There would still need to be a trigger.
From someone?
From something. This is magic, so don't think of it too much like a bacteria or a disease, even though it is affecting a sickness, which clerics and paladins could help. I'm thinking more, I don't know, abstract than that. And you kind of hear a few of the chairs move back, and Loran and, funnily enough, Alabek as well, kind of stand up and move a little closer. And she's...
Patrol.
No patrol! Anna in the middle, Loran on the side, Alabek on the other side. They're all posing. Do you need assistance from a great arcanist? Loran says, and Alabek says, do you need assistance from a great arcanist?
Wow, you guys are so humble. It's just really touching.
I have a very obvious skill set. Indeed.
Collecting rocks.
Among others, yes, but rocks, you see, they have quite an interesting story to tell. They fit into the history of our world in a very... Don't roll your eyes.
I wasn't rolling my eyes.
You were rolling your eyes. All right, let me...
I'm albino, they just move like that.
Apologies for insulting you.
That's what I thought.
Okay. He steps
rolls
away.
his eyes as soon as Alabek turns away.
So does Loran. I think Loran says, I may not, just so you know, I may not be able to contribute much other than advice. My magic is currently being directed towards a giant winged creature, and it needs to remain in that area. And he gives you a winkle stare. She's doing well, by the way. Resting, though. I've put her in a stabilization chamber.
Well, hopefully she can attend the wedding tomorrow and then go back to sleep.
I think she will be. And Alabek kind of examines Pico Taro, and after a moment he says, Slia, do you have any... It doesn't have to be strong. Excuse me. Astra, do you have any... And it doesn't have to be strong. Healing or divine magic you could lend to me in this moment? It'll assist my analysis.
I mean, I have some, but I think that Sparks is actually is probably more.
Do you think I made an error?
Well, I haven't recently been grievously injured, whereas
No, I didn't make an error.
Astra
I chose Astra.
has.
Astra will assist me. Thank you, though, Sparks. I
Come sit with
appreciate...
me, Sparks, and the other useless people.
No, not useless. However, someone who has been recently touched by the icy cold hands of death may be able to lend more credence in this.
Oh. Okay.
How much magic and what type?
Anything divine, any level. I just need a touch.
Astra just basically kind of charges a first level cure wounds.
Perfect. Okay. So he puts his hand over yours and puts it against Pico's chest. And when he does, you see there's a kind of flash of this kind of borealis light. And the edges of it sparks from stepping back. When this light kind of like filters out, the edges of it have this sort of like black twinge. And there's a moment for you especially where you see this kind of darkness begin to eat away at Sleer's magic. And it does uncomfortably remind you of some of the figures and the visions that you see. And Ulster, you are no stranger to this either, though obviously in recently much less intensity. But the two of you, I think, probably would notice this more so than Sleer being at the center of the magic. You kind of just see this sort of like light around you. And focusing on Alabek's hand, he kind of pulls it and it almost swirls in between his fingers and solidifies into like a sort of a solid, like opalite disc. And that he pushes then into Alabek's chest, Picataro's chest. And there is a moment where the amulet kind of like lifts off slightly with like just this the force of this magic, and the infection shrinks down to a pinprick, and Pico kind of braces as if he's like kind of like feeling something like kind of pulling at him, and then it flares out like a blast of black tendrils and pushes back in. And Astra, I need you to make a dexterity save.
Whoa.
That looks unpleasant.
That all happened very quickly, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Very quickly. You can have advantage if you like, because I think Alabek would be close enough to help to stabilize you.
Either way, I rolled lower the second time.
Okay.
It's an 11.
11. Okay. You do stumble back and kind of fall on your ass, with Alabek kind of like just catching behind you, and Pico just heavily breathing. Obviously, you don't take damage. Though your magic, which sort of Alabek had solidified into this opal, just shatters and the shards kind of remain on the floor. Might be interesting for you to have a look at. But Pico kind of like heavily is kind of breathing, and Anna immediately goes to him and checks the integrity of the amulet. And then Alabek says, "Oh, there's more here than meets the eye. Anna, if that is your name?" And she says, "Yes. I would send word to any allies you have. If this is, as you say, an infection, it's about to get a lot worse for a lot more people. I'm very much lost on what this is, or how its relevance. But I recognize why it has become more potent. Necroses like these are rare, but I have seen one before, or at least read of one before, and studied its shape. It is a magic which becomes more potent the more it spreads.
Okay.
The further it is released, the harder it will become for everyone to fight. I believe. This is a hypothesis, and you should not take my word as gospel. And I would recommend isolating this man just to be safe, in case there is an airborne variant. I don't know how he contracted this disease.
It's not an airborne variant.
Ah.
can I summon Sparks and Sleer and Loran
Yeah.
together?
Mhm.
Hello, friends.
Do you want Sarah's there as well?
And Sarah.
As
Jarvis is
we're being
like a
summoned, can I like snag one of these like magic shards?
Yeah. Of course you can.
Also has got his cup of hot cider. He's real chill.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Okay, so obviously this is not very good. I have a suggestion, but I would like to run it by everyone before putting anything into action. So,
Like a good D&D player.
like a good...
No, I didn't say that.
Ouch. So,
I didn't say anything.
Salty. Not against me.
Not
Also,
against anyone here.
also kind of puts his fingers together. So, you know how we did that thing where we mind blasted Karul to believe that he was like much younger and not a threat anymore?
Mm-hmm.
You know how we did that thing? Well, I did speak to Jarrell a little bit ago, saying maybe we could have access to his office and his notes and all of his books, seeing as he is the creator of this.
This horror.
This horror. He's probably not any use. He probably has no idea what's going on. But if we could get access to his office, we might be able to find some really valuable information.
Let's go to his house.
We just go in. You can't really stop us.
Not really as a honeymoon spot, I guess, but
It would be very, very funny if we honeymooned in his house.
It is actually in a honeymoon spot,
It
guys.
is a honeymoon
But
spot, and it's just
you guys don't know that. Well, maybe Ulster knows that.
So, what do you think? We have a lovely night in a completely alcohol-free city, and in the meantime, we break into his house and scour his books and personal belongings.
Dry heist. That's so funny, really.
that sounds promising.
Ridiculous, Lauren says. But promising.
He can't really do anything. He'll probably just make us some coffee and sit on the side. Be like,
Will he be there? Sarasa says. I don't think I've met this man.
He should be there because that's where Jarrell said he was taking him. But he's not a threat anymore. He's literally like a nothing.
So this man was once the mastermind of this horror.
Yeah,
And now he is just...
a dude.
And he is allowed... What about punishment? People have died. Shouldn't he be taken to court?
He, first of all, his partner is very scary, and we don't want to cross them. Second of all, he has a son that he needs to retrieve, so we're not going to do anything until he gets his son back, because if we do anything, he might be like, well,
so is he on house arrest?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. He's on house arrest.
Right.
Which means he'll just be hanging out, but we can ignore him completely and just go, we're going to your office. There's nothing you can do about it. Sit down.
And how did he...
Nicely.
Sarah's so confused. How exactly did he come to be in this vegetative state?
He's not in a vegetative state. Okay. Sarah. He might have been a little bit off his rocker recently. And
Psycho bitch.
he might have been a psycho bitch. He might have just wanted to put me into eternal slavery. And we were like, no fam, that's not good. And did some magic, and now he can't remember much of anything to do with me.
Can I just put forward a man of that level of power, if this is what you described previously, may still be surrounded by people.
No, he has no friends.
Okay. I'm very confused by this mastermind of magic.
You
But
can speak to him when you see him. We should go to his office.
I feel like it is pertinent for me to interview both him and his partner to assess the threat level.
I'm sure you do. He pats him on the shoulder.
What on earth are you referring to?
I don't know. He's just one of the most attractive men in the world.
Well, I have. My heart is pulled elsewhere. You
Is
see.
it Sarah?
Who's speaking right now? Oh, sorry. Oh, I understand what you mean. Yep. Okay. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. I am not a slave to attraction. I fall in love, and I don't know why I'm discussing this with you.
Also gets out his journal, flips to a page of Carol, holds it up, points. This is one. Puts it down, flips again, finds one of Gerard. This is two. This is them.
I can see how they swayed many people. Well, I still think it's pertinent for me to interview them in a strictly professional manner.
Of course.
I assume you're getting married first, though, Loran says.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, okay.
To be honest, we should have just invited them to the wedding. No! That was a joke.
I said, why?
Why? I don't know. So that we could have asked them all these questions in person.
Carl doesn't remember anything. He still thinks I'm 3.
Oh, that's true.
Do we have one of their one of those hairs that you got on your head?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have things. You want me to spy on them? But we can just turn up.
I was thinking speak.
Oh, you want me to speak to Carol or Drow? Because Drow was a bit upset with us last time. We didn't immediately go rescue his son.
Oh.
I could ask Carol if we could pay a visit, though. I'm sure he'd really want company, considering he's been locked up.
Gerald's got to know, because if he doesn't know and then finds out we're there without letting him know, I don't think that's good for us.
I've got an idea. I'll tell Carol that we're coming to visit, and I'll get him really excited. And then I'll tell Gerald. So if Gerald tells us that we can't come, I'll say, you'll make Carol sad.
Do we have to?
Excellent idea. Also gets out his sending stone.
I think Loran
Okay.
and Sarah will just stare at you like, logic? Okay, fair enough. Just go for it.
When have I ever failed you?
Loran just says, at this point, I think we're just fucking around and finding out.
Anyway, also taps it.
Okay.
I'm going to call him now.
Mhm.
That's the, yes, okay. Hello, Carol.
Okay.
He gets on the phone.
Who is this?
This is Ulster, who is not 5.
Right. Ulster. Yes, I remember you. But you were distinctly a youth last time I checked.
No, I'm getting married tomorrow. Anyway, so I would like to let you know that we would like to come to a visit to a shissel. Thinking of spending the night there for our honeymoon. Could we pop by, perhaps? How do you know where I live?
How do you know where I live?
I'm psychic.
Fair enough. No, I think not. That seems far too short notice, and I've prepared. I've been making a tiramisu, and the cream needs to infuse, and your presence here will certainly.
Do you have anyone to share that wonderful tiramisu with?
Well, Dural is
How
away.
delightfully spiced it is.
Dural is away. I suppose it couldn't hurt to have someone taste test it before he comes back.
Exactly.
Can you ask if he's allowed to have guests over?
You're allowed to have guests, aren't you?
I am
You're just not allowed to leave.
not allowed to leave. Yes,
Okay.
Dural leaves, but I'm not allowed to leave.
Okay. So if we were to pop over, day after tomorrow.
Certainly. I see no problem with this. I'll tell him that you're coming, and I'm sure he'll return promptly.
Oh, we'll call him. You just sit and work on your tiramisu.
Right. Well, the lady fingers are soaking, so I need to go. This has been fine, but don't call me coldly again.
Okay, goodbye. I will call Jarrell.
What?
My goodness, what are you doing?
I'm fighting in the Underdark.
Why?
What do you think I'm doing?
I told you not to go without us.
He hisses at you. Oh, trauma to the train.
Right. Well, we're going to pop over to a shissel day after tomorrow.
What, now? Tomorrow?
No, day after tomorrow.
Good.
And we're going to go and look in Crawl's library, as I mentioned to you earlier.
Yes, but I need your assistance, so you will wait there for me when I arrive, okay?
Yes, we'll have a little chat about assisting you as well.
Good, okay. I have to go kill something. I'll be back.
Okay, goodbye. I think that went remarkably well.
Okay.
They're having
So
very
we'll
different
help.
days.
Yeah.
We'll help Gerald with something. in the timeline that you can see that you've planned out
Also gets his little journal out with all the additions. Like, this is the time.
us.
Sarasa leans in and says, "What does? You said you were psychic on the phone.
I've decided that's the most simple excuse.
Excuse?"
Reason.
Lauren also cocks his head.
I'm completely psychic.
Okay.
Mhm.
Tell me more.
Well, I have kind of made this timetable. It's a little bit flexible, so we can add things and change things as long as the kind of main things, he points at the big dots, don't really change that much.
Okay. Do you think we will have the time to help Giral?
Well, he kind of looks at the timeline. You know what? This has been a very different timeline from what I expected. So maybe.
Okay.
If the timeline is allowed to be different from what you expect,
It's not usually. I'm just being a bit experimental.
right?
Sparks looks at Slia and said, like, are we in the experiment?
Aren't we all technically always part of life's great experiment?
Sarasa says, "Well said, Ulster."
Usually everyone in the experiment is like double blind, there's no like influence from the researchers.
You guys have no idea what's going on, so you're part of the experiment more than others.
Am I being experimented on?
Definitely.
Mm. Kinky.
I'm not running the experiment, if that's what
Cheers to your upcoming marriage, you two.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's going to get much
Cheers.
worse. before it gets better.
It is going to get much worse before it gets better.
Right. Well, all this doom and gloom is not suitable for my wedding night. Well, pre-wedding night. Cheerio. Ulster.
Goodbye.
Drops law, leaves. Pico
All right.
Taro like in the corner.
I'm gonna try a bit of my magic and see how that goes.
Pico will reach out for you, Bluey, and take your hand and say, "I don't want that man coming near me anymore."
Alabek?
Well, maybe not with his magic out.
I mean,
Oh,
technically
magic.
it was my magic, but
Okay, then you can stay away, and you can come here. I'm joking.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
I'm reacting based on the fact that I'm in considerable agony.
All right. If there's time for it, I think I would like Sparks to detect poison and disease. That's 10 minutes running,
Okay.
and I think she has a full tank of lay on hands. So I think
Sure.
she would do the detect poison and disease, and then try and remove. Let me see the wording of it. Actually, I think like remove a disease.
Did I get a water?
That I know about. Ooh, everything's fine. Cure a disease.
Yeah. I think we've established that can
neutralise the
work in a
poison.
capacity in this situation.
Yeah. At least as a relieving thing.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think I'd still do a detect poison and disease spell,
Okay.
and that's 30 feet within me.
Okay. Well, luckily, if you're detecting around, you get a radius.
Hello. Oh, he's
Hello.
so cute.
He's going to sit on Lily's chair.
Yeah.
Now he's like, wait, it's not funny if you know I'm about to do it.
I'll sit on the desk instead. Oh my god, he
Really
will.
funny.
All right. Roast chicken.
Anyway, he's so funny. Oh, what a sweet man.
Okay.
He's obsessed with Lily. It's just so funny. Anyway, so we Yeah, you know that your lay on hands can help him kind of get a bit of relief, as it has done before. And if you put you sort of like touch the amulet, touch his chest there. It's a little tender and he winces slightly. But focusing your magic, channeling the energy of Bahamut, you kind of like push through.
Hello.
Excuse me. Channeling the energy of Carmentrand, perhaps. I don't think you've fully made the switch if you have committed to it yet. You...
As a paladin, I must be drawing my powers from somewhere still.
You are.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
You are. Don't worry.
great. You know what? I think she's thinking of friendship and
Friendship.
good times,
Good times.
and helping people.
You're drawing your powers from somewhere. And I do know exactly where. So do not worry.
Didn't I get like a nat 20 religion check to like think about it? And it didn't quite. I think it was like separating from Carmentrand. I've written this down. Fuck. All right. But I
if you
can't
need
remember
help interpreting the notes, send them to me and I can clarify anything for you.
I'd have to find them
As well.
first, but I might do that. Yeah.
Oh, hang on one sec. Baz got poo bum.
Oh, Baz,
Unsightly.
God, sorry guys, this is really gross.
It's all right. There's fireworks happening somewhere, and I wonder if it's Taylor Swift related.
Probably. I'm just going to get rid of his poo bum.
Very good.
It's the poop cat. Marshmallow, toasted marshmallow. So, you guys, No. Let me step back slightly. Bluey, you channel that magic into him, and considering where it's coming from, you have a sort of recollection of Carmentrand, a recollection of Bahamut. And though you feel loyalty throughout I'm just going to summarize a little bit. You feel loyalty to Carmentrand through your being raised in Melas and being exposed to her religion and her might your whole life. But obviously, things can change and morph over time. That doesn't mean you're abandoning anything, but it might just mean your eyes are being opened. And that is the very reason you were sent initially to the Temple of Bahamut. And it's the very reason you went on your quest in the first place, to learn more. And you feel a little bit of the dragon's influence in you, as you always have done as a Dragonborn. But more than that, you feel that the power which you're drawing from is something that's deeply, deeply connected to you, deeply personal, and the only thing you can really, the only thing that you can really relate it to is the kind of like connection that you have with your friends. The love you have for your friends.
It is the power of friendship.
And I guess maybe if you had to put a deity name on it, the familiarity you feel when you cast your magic, it has to come from a deity you know. So you feel maybe there's still Carmentrand there, but it's starting to change and things are starting to change for you. So who knows? You don't know yet. But these things are kind of community-like if you want to consider them.
Ooh, I think I, as a player of the previous campaign, have information that is perhaps relevant. Can
you message me it and tell me what you think it is?
Why?
I want to know, because I want to know how close people are. Yeah. I want to know how close you are, potentially. Okay. It's the power of friendship. It's been part of Bluey's story all along. Hi, Dickin, darling.
Bluey really is the anime protagonist.
Hell yeah. I feel like you're the main character of Dungeon Meshi, but like...
We've been watching that!
I want to watch it. I haven't seen it, but it was really, really popular in Japan when I was living there.
Yeah.
But it had never been translated yet, so I was like, "Oh, I can't enjoy this as much, even though I speak Japanese. I can't read Japanese at all."
You can read Japanese.
I can read. Lily, do you remember when I said Yama instead of Mori? I can't do shit anymore. My mum messaged me. Yeah. Yeah. That seems.
Is it correct?
It's very much in the right direction. So yeah,
Shit.
I think you're in a good path there.
All right.
Okay.
I'll tuck that away in my.
Sorry guys, I am participating. My ADHD is making me rearrange the shelf. So
That's okay. Don't worry. Right. Well then, for this, I think actually I might need to take a short break just to help my throat.
sure.
So what I'm going to say then is, does anybody have anything that they want to do this evening to before we start the potential wedding preparations tomorrow, like the wedding tomorrow?
The actual wedding.
I think just do the same to Ender and Anna, and hope that there's progress, but maybe with the understanding that at the moment it's really just easing.
Yeah.
If possible. Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're just easing their pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I investigate the magic shard?
Of course you can. So would you like to roll me an Arcana check?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I just made space on that shelf.
Fireworks.
That's going to be 18 plus 6, so I think that's 24.
24? Okay, cool. With a 24, you kind of look at the magic shard and it thrums as if it kind of holds that healing energy that you push through. But you know, your magic is more... Your magic, when it materializes, is in its kind of rawest state. And it's how you channel it, which makes it do what it does, whether it's healing, whether it's inflicting wounds. All of that starts in the same kind of raw place. And it feels like Alabek, using his skill as a wizard, has been able to sort of solidify your magic in hopes of making it a concentrated lens through which he might be able to see past the infection. If you heal, then maybe it'll reveal something deeper beneath. That seems to be what he would suggest. If he sees you looking at it, that's what he would say to you as well. I think then the other thing you notice is that obviously your magic is not just healing and injury and such. There's also an element of divination to it. And when you look at this shard, you do see your own reflection in it, though it's not quite the same as what you can see. It feels almost like you're looking through a refraction, like slightly twisted, slightly morphed. But at the moment, that's what we've really got. Prism. Sorry. Prism should be there.
Prism.
Where is he?
Isn't he like in a Shadowfell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he vanished. We no longer remember him.
Yeah, we no longer remember.
Yes!
Prism.
And the bard! Oh, no.
Yeah.
Also, R.I.P. Ilaria. Where did she go?
Who knows?
What happens in the Green Sea gets forgotten in the Green Sea. No, I remember she did go separately and send you guys on your way.
Yeah.
Well, she was injured.
Like,
so.
You sure you'll be alright? And she's like,
No.
Great.
Just don't talk to me anymore, guys, and then I'll be alright. Whatever you say, boss.
So, with that in mind, you guys are able to take a long rest, I think. Taking what you...
I love long resting.
taking what you know from the day, and you can use that to see you through the night. I'm gonna take a quick break because I'm a bit like,
That's all right, baby.
but yeah.
Okay, should we be back in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
20 past, guys.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's all take a long rest.
What you've been waiting.
Okay. So, when you wake up the next morning, Ulster, Loran is already awake and violently going through his wardrobe, looking, it seems, for some things.
Oh, you okay?
Yes,
What's wrong?
we need beautiful clothing. And I'm certain I have something for you. Did you wear this before? And he pulls out a pink shirt that you definitely remember wearing.
Yeah.
Do you want to wear it again? Do you want something new?
I don't really mind.
Okay. I can make you something.
Do you want to make some?
Do we have time? When are we getting married? In the evening?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I have time. No one disturb me.
I'm the only one here.
It's true. He jumps on the bed and gives you a kiss.
Also, like, pats his hair. Do you want me to get you some tea?
I have the zoomies, yes please.
Okay, I'm going to go to the kitchen and start making tea. And I'm also going to make pots of tea and coffee for everyone else.
The galley we are in. Oh. Heading down to the galley, you see the ship's cook, Tashara, filling baskets with bread, with cured meat, with fruit. You know, the usual, like dried fruits mostly, the stuff that you would usually get on a ship. A couple of like interesting things considering you guys are close to shore, like cheese as well and fresh milk as well.
I'm going to grow some little trees for like apples and oranges.
Oranges would be great, she says.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put these pots here. He lines up pots along the side. Just going to grow some little things. Give them a couple of hours. Be fine.
Understood. Oh.
Bit wonky.
Sorry, every time I sneeze, I need to yawn, and then I yawn and I need to sneeze. Oh, God. She says, I like wonky. And you begin to sort of set up a spread, get some coffee, get some tea. And you guys can gather on the top deck to eat if you like. Loran, as he said, Ulster, is taking some time to make some items for you. But you have plenty of friends here. And Kev, it seems, has been setting up the deck elaborately, beautifully, even. When the three of you emerge from the lower deck, helping Ulster carry all the food from the galley, the ship has been transformed somewhat using streamers of fabric, using what florals Kev could conjure with his meager druidism.
I will help him.
Yeah, he was mostly waiting for you on that. Chairs have been arranged. Well, barrels, because there aren't enough chairs. Cushions. And he's just like, with next to Sarah's arms crossed, saying, No. It should be over there. And he points to the sort of like raised deck slightly, which has the two steps on either side, and the ship's wheel in the center. And Sarah says, but we don't actually have that many people coming. So if the altar is that far away, I'm worried that, no, you are incorrect. Set it up. And he looks at him.
I think maybe we should have the altar closer, personally.
You're so right, Ulster.
Sorry, Kev.
But of course. And he jumps around you and starts scattering flowers.
Ulster winks at Zaraza.
Zaraza nods. Thank you. Sensible. Yes.
Well, we're just waiting for my cousin and your parents.
Yeah, I'm sure Loran is a little nervous.
Well, yes, he did say to be left alone despite the fact that there was no one in the cabin, so he's clearly a bit delusional.
Wonder if I should...
Do you want to go speak to him?
No, that would probably end.
I think you should. He slapped his back. He's a pep talk.
You think?
Yeah. Bring him this, and he gives him a pot of mango tea. Bring him that.
Right, I'll see what I can do. I suppose.
Bye.
If my parents turn up, just put them somewhere.
Mhm.
Understood. Okay, he disappears below deck. And slowly over the course of the morning, more people wake up. Alabek is there. Pico Taro comes up briefly to get some food, but just says he's going to be on bed rest until I feel a little bit more energy. Still a bit drained from yesterday.
Put some herbs around his head.
Garlic!
Garlic, darling. Vervain.
And he does sort of return below. Anna and Ender help Kev to establish the decorations. Ulster, you can help as well. Anyone who wishes to lend their hand to the wedding does so. And it is not long after this that Ulster, you hear the sound of another ship pulling up alongside the Valentine. You look over and you see the very characteristic silver sails and sort of more Viking-esque, I guess is the best way, tribal and sort of Viking-esque design of a ship that you know would belong to a member of the Taraj clan. The exact ships that you know that Lucas has become proficient in sailing. And looking over the edge of the boat, a few moments later, once the ship is moored, you see a Leaf long-haired figure kind of emerge from a small cabin on the ship deck, dismiss his attendants, who are, it seems, just people who are vibing. None of them seem to be Messian,
Okay.
but they all seem to be proficient in at least sailing this vessel, so they must have been his crew for a while. They disappeared below deck, and Lucas climbs up the ladder, followed by just one of his crew, who is a young man with a kind of like short stubble, greying brown hair, and grey eyes as well, who just seems to be either his friend or quartermaster. And Lucas pops up and he says, Ulster, well done.
Welcome to the Valentine.
Valentine, appropriate name. You've made a match before me. I'm impressed.
Well, actually, I made 4 matches before you, just saying.
Ah, you wound me, cousin. No, I'm very happy for you. And he extends an arm and gives you a squeeze. I see, and he has a little look around, looks down at where the ships are moored. I'm the only one. So you've kept it a secret then?
Well, we just thought it would be good to, get it on with. Get on with it. Get it on, yeah.
Also, I can't tell you how this is going to go out the other end. But if Rolmy has anything negative to say, well, I will do my best to help you.
Thank you. I mean, there's not much you can do once I get married, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
He gives you a heavy
not that scary.
slap on the back.
Ow.
Well, I'm your best man, I assume.
Yes.
Fabulous. Kev, you hear a sob in the distance.
Can I have multiple best people?
No, just one. No, I'm kidding. Of course you can have multiple. It's your wedding. You can do whatever you want, Ulster.
Okay. Can I have?
They're not in the Maasai.
Can I have all of my friends? And you?
Well, those are guests.
And Kev?
Is Kev not all of your friends? Kev sobs in the distance again.
Well, I think Kev could be the flower boy.
Okay, so Kev will be the flower boy. Fabulous.
Yeah.
I will give you away.
Yes, I suppose that's proper.
Sparks, well, he doesn't know Sparks, but you know Sparks, you will officiate. And he says, and I assume, as you have many friends, Sleer needs a role as well.
Well, that's why I said, can I have multiple people? Can I have a best person and a best man?
Sleer seems to be your best person then.
Cool.
Fab.
I need to check with Sleer. He scuttles over. Sleer, would you like to be my best person?
I would be most honored, thank you. Like Slea's just kind of like working on just decorating, getting things ready, and just being a helping hand wherever they can be.
We're all doing crafts.
Don't
Lucas-
cry. Craft.
Cry.
Lucas says, I can see that.
You can help if you want.
Sure, why not? What harm could it do?
Some painting. Got some clay over there. Flowers.
What's the clay for?
I made little figurines
Of all the
of us.
guests?
Yeah.
Is that one me? He points to the one with the big shoulders and the long white hair.
That's you.
Wow.
I mean, it's me, definitely.
No, I think it's me. I mean, look at the shoulders. These are yours. These are mine.
Yeah, I'm going to arrange them all around. Well, I mean, lots of people have different tastes. So for the cake, I thought it'd be interesting to have lots of different flavors, and then we can put the little figurines all around the different pieces.
Oh, so everybody gets to pick their own flavour of cake.
Yeah.
When are you getting married again?
Tonight,
Have you made the cake yet?
Tashara's on it. I can't make.
You're so funny. And he slaps you again.
Ow.
Right, let's go. I've brought a bunch of clothes, traditional Messiah robes, just in case you wanted them.
We should take this around.
Sure, he's in charge. Right, I'll go and take them to him.
Okay.
Alrighty,
Can we
congrats.
check in on Moran? Is he
You
alright?
can. Who wants to go and see the creative's manic state of being?
Me,
Okay,
Fox.
Sparks.
I'll
Slayer?
go.
Okay, so
We all go to
we all go to check in on the ran. You walk below. You walk below deck, and you just hear crashing, clattering, and you kind of his door is closed.
Emma, we don't
yeah.
need to establish a marching order, do we?
Roll initiative, everyone.
Actually, or no?
No, you're good. You're good.
I know.
Okay, right.
Okay, there is a moment of silence, and then enter.
Push through.
Okay. You see a pile of fabric in a very tall peak on the bed that used to be Sarasa.
Oh, Sarasa.
Hello. And then you see Loran. His hair is standing on end. He is fully nude.
Moran, I've covered him up.
Bar like a loincloth. And he is like frantic. It's like Howl in that scene where he starts melting.
Yeah.
He's got like a towel around his waist and he is just like looking through. Nothing is right. Nothing is right.
Okay. Well, this is my cousin, Rufus.
Hello.
He's brought clothes.
Good. Show them to me. Please.
I will start getting the clothes out and holding up this one.
Mm,
And there's this one.
Yeah.
And this one.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I hand over the stuff he wants.
He kind of starts just like a like.
Do you need anything?
Sarah says food and a glass of wine.
Hold on. I bring in a pot of apples and put it down.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Zzz.
Oh. Wow. Okay, that was the fastest I've ever seen anyone eat an apple.
Also, I'm scared.
Why?
What if I ruin it?
Why would you ruin it?
He looks self-consciously at everyone in the room. There's too many people here for this conversation. Sarah's like, get out. Sarah's like, I'm not leaving, Loran. Fine. Well,
Sarasa, come.
no, just him. You guys can stay.
It's fine.
What
We'll make it a
happened?
smaller party. And I think like Sparks and Sleia will like escort Sarah's out, maybe to go have some tea.
Sarasa says, the clothes, quickly grab them. We need to pass them out to as many people as possible so everyone looks good. Okay, otherwise he'll be upset.
Is Lucas still there?
No one is allowed to be ugly. Lucas is like, I can stay or go.
Moran, what do you want?
I don't know you. Leave.
Be kind.
He's lovely, Ulster. I cannot wait to see how Rolmy reacts to this. I get it. He's going through a manic state.
Yeah.
Understood. You can apologise to me later. Goodbye. But yes, I will help pass out the clothes and make sure there is no ugliness.
Mhm.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
But if there was ugliness, it wouldn't matter, would it?
No, it's about what's out inside that matters. If you close the door and Sarazo immediately presses his ear to the keyhole. I just want to make sure he's not throwing things. And we're clear. Okay. Take back away. Back away, everyone. Slowly. And now quickly go. You guys can pass.
Let him see your fear.
So the clothes that you end up with are... You guys can basically build your own outfits. Obviously, as usual, Loran's wardrobe is Dress Up Dolly wardrobe. So no matter what you wish to wear, he has it. He's got it.
He's got it. Baby,
He's got it. So... sorry, pardon me. I'm a little bit...
Don't worry about it.
Bless you.
Are we level 6, by the way?
You are level 6.
We're now level 6.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Wait, did we level up?
No, you said after the gauntlet and then never gave us the 6.
Oh, you should level up now. Sorry, that
Oh.
felt really wrong. I'm sorry. You were supposed to go up to level 6 after the gauntlet.
Do you want to make it after the wedding?
After the wedding, sure. At the end of this session, we will all level up, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
I've just done it. It's not gonna matter.
fair enough. Okay, whenever you guys feel the urge to this session, you can level up. You pass the clothes around and you can use any of the extra bolts of fabric that have been brought out for decoration. And as you do so, Pikotaro, Anna, Kev, and Marlena, the Mensej family who have turned up here, they all start to kind of gather on the deck. Loran's crew and the crew, half of them have banded together to make a wedding band, and are kind of vaguely sort of tapping instruments and strumming lyres, and after a while a little bit of a jaunty tune is put together. I need to find a jaunty tune quick. Hang on.
The opening to Dungeon Meshi. That is actually quite a good fantasy sort of. Anyway, you'll
Opening to Dungeon Meshi. I'll look it up definitely.
And have Leander and Zarina shown any?
Well, Loran, closing the door, rests heavily against it and hyperventilates, and he says, "I can't believe I invited my parents.
Okay.
Why did I do that?
Because you obviously wanted them to be here.
No, I don't.
But you said you did last night, so have you changed your mind?
I don't know. What's that? Not about you. Definitely not.
I'm gonna go give him a hug.
I just feel like they've never seen this part of my existence, I suppose, and I want to prove to them I don't need anything from them. This is all fine and good and fine. It's well made and beautiful.
I'm gonna start pressing the acupoints down his back. Okay. Yes, there. So it's going to be fine because you've done very well for yourself. This is a lovely ship. You have great friends on the crew, and it's going to be a lovely wedding.
Well, I mean, if you're involved, it's a lovely wedding.
And you don't really have anything to prove to them because it's your wedding, so it's not really about them, it's about you.
Yeah. He does a deep and heavy sigh.
Yeah, it is about you. Well, it's about me as well, but it's also about you.
Let's make it as about you as possible.
Well, we just have to...
You are the shining jewel.
Uh-huh.
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 Yeah.
We just have to hope that my parents don't get wind. But, it's been pretty good so far.
Just to confirm, they know nothing of the arrangement.
No, they think I'm marrying Pikotaro in 2 weeks.
When are you going to tell them that's not the case?
After we're married.
Okay.
Then they can't do anything.
But what if they, you know what? I don't care.
Because I'm going to change my name and therefore they have no power over me.
You're going to take my name?
Yes. Is that okay? I should have asked.
Well, I mean, I just assumed I'd take yours, so
Why would you want my name?
no, I want a part of you. But
But you have me, you know.
that's true.
You don't need my name.
But aren't you the last of your line, Ulster?
Yeah.
I'm not one to put any emphasis on
Farewell,
blood
my line.
by
Let it fade.
any means. He raises his glass to that. But your parents may be more insulted by that than your wedding to me, shockingly. I'm just thinking about their decorum.
Well, I don't want my child to be brought up in royalty. I don't want to be king. And they have forced me my entire life to behave in a way that has not benefited me in any shape or form.
Loran seems like he tuned out after a certain point in that conversation and is just looking at you like, child.
Oh, I mean, not right now, obviously.
Child.
Mini Loran?
Indeed.
Is that okay? If you don't want children, that's also fine.
No, I think I've just decided that I do.
Okay. I'm so glad we had that talk.
Great. Okay. Wedding immediately. Let's go. Before they can find out.
Well, let's see if your parents are here, and he will straighten Loran up.
Okay.
Are you happy with the clothes?
I'll never be happy. Oh. But yes, I am beautiful. And so are you.
I think also would have put on like one of the Messiah robes that Loran's like adapted slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just needs to be cinched a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a bit baggy.
Indeed. And he'll give you a kiss and he'll just say, I'm sorry this isn't as well planned an affair as maybe you wanted it to be.
No, I don't care.
Okay, cool. Thank you for going along with my manic whim. I am I love you.
I love you too.
Cool. Nice.
Nice.
Right, and you guys have your conversations upper deck as the music kind of carries on. The music kind of carries on. There is one last arrival to be had. There is a flash of magic and the hint of lavender in the air, the smell of the forest, and materializing as if stepping through a veil, you see two individuals who you recognize from only a few days ago, wearing fine clothing, not too flashy to show up anyone else, though they are very beautiful and very clearly the parents of Loran Dahane and Sarazar Dahane. And Sarazar approaches them first and just bows his head slightly and says, Mother, Father, I'm glad you could make it. And Zarina just says, I'm glad we were invited. Honestly. I wasn't sure at the end there. And Leander says, it is good to see you all as well. Have the gifts that we have imparted upon you been of any use? Not at all. Right, okay, wonderful. Great. No matter. And I need to sneeze again, I'm sorry.
Don't apologise for sneezing.
It's just... it makes me need to yawn. Sorry. Then I can't sneeze.
It's okay.
I need to sneeze, it makes me yawn, and then my sneeze goes away, but my yawn doesn't go away, and I start crying.
Oh,
It's fine. Leander... No, just it's like, okay, well, get some good use out of those eventually. And he says to all of you, how did your trials in the gauntlet pan out? I'm quite curious.
Well, we didn't quite compete.
I see.
Sparks then remembers the whole reset.
Mm.
No, but we got someone out of there who needed to
Of course.
get out of their prison.
Well accomplished. Very good. Well-
Not unscathed, but we're all here. I guess we're all checking that we're all okay.
Mhm. I think that Leander nods and he looks a little distant for a moment and he just says, we will keep ourselves at a distance. He looks at Saraza. I'm aware we were late additions. And
At least they were invited.
I don't want to cause any discomfort. You advise what you think would be best. And Saraza looks surprised and he says, that's a kind offer, but we will have a conversation after this. I think there is much that needs to be said. Much that I have said to Loran already, but well, for now, just sit somewhere in the middle. And they nod, and Zarina pulls him into a hug, and then pulls, if you allow it, Astra and Sparks, you guys, into a hug as well, and says, "You've carried a heavy burden, darlings. If there's anything I can do, I will do my best to help. I am a wonderful arcanist, after all." And they'll make their way to sit. And it's kind of getting to that time where you feel the time for wedding encroaching.
Wedding time.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. I just want to see if we have.
What are you looking for?
I kind of just wanted to see if Bran wedding was it, if I typed in Bran wedding, would anything come up in my Google Docs?
I don't think so.
I think it was so long ago now that it's all gotten a little lost.
It was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And also, the wedding's different now.
It is different now. So. After a while, Kev claps his hands and Tashara brings out what looks like the strangest cake you guys have ever seen.
Clay figures all over it.
It's got clay figures all over it and has like patchwork in lots of different frostings. It's kind of like the Sleeping Beauty cake in that it's tipping over, and she's like, "This is the first time I've ever made a tiered cake."
Oh my goodness!
It's being held up by an oar instead of a broom. And she said, she's like, "There should be a flavor designed uniquely after each person here who I know. For everyone I don't know, you get vanilla." She looks around to like the Messians. She looks at the Fae people, and she's like, "Vanilla."
I like vanilla cake.
Also, you're not here.
That was Lily.
Oh,
Lily likes vanilla cake.
Lily likes vanilla.
Ah,
Did I tell you guys about the cakes I got Lily for Valentine's?
No.
I think so. Little variety.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
missed them already.
They were very good.
They were all gluten-free. That is still the most amazing part to me.
And they were tasty gluten free.
Mm-hmm. I need to transfer them.
You said like that you had told us, yes, but you had not shown us. They are pretty.
Ah!
Yeah, that's actually the first time.
So you've got matcha, rose and pistachio, lemon and lavender. This is an oolong, Earl Grey, and this one is a Victoria sponge.
Yay!
Yeah,
Tasties.
tasties indeed.
feel like those are kind of the vibe. There's like lots of different flavors that Ulster's obviously told to Shara, and she's just approximated them.
Yeah, exactly. What's Ulster's favourite flavour?
Ulster, he likes lavender, I think.
Lavender, yeah.
But he also likes vanilla. So lavender vanilla cakes.
Yeah. That's
There's
cute.
some cardamom rose cakes. There's
That's
some pistachio cakes.
freaking, that's flavour. That is a flavour. Okay, so Dad has brought out. Kev produces a basket of petals for everyone, and some of them, you notice, are little bits of paper that have been torn up. I ran out of magic.
How do you run out of candy?
You could have asked
You be
me.
Kev, that's
I
how.
can I can also make flowers, that's all.
So I didn't hear what Stay said the first time. So you said you can also make flowers.
Yeah.
Kev says,
It was more of
Yeah,
like
so-
a pittering out awkwardly.
well, yes, you could do that, yes.
Does Kev allow the help?
Yeah, of course he does. It's also his wedding, it's not about him. So if you want to, you can add to the baskets that have mostly paper some petals as well. And people sort of kind of start to gather around. It is incredibly mishmash, slapdash. It is beautiful though. The deck is beautiful. Lucas, Alabek, and Pico. Actually, no. Alabek, Pico, and Kev all sit next to each other for ultimate Ulster's failed marriages energy. With Lucas beside them.
Like, oh,
Neat. To represent Ulster's side of things, and then everybody else. There's also Saraza, Slia, and Astra.
Fiancés and his cousin.
Yeah, are on the other side for Loran, and then everybody else is kind of all mashed but together.
We'll
And
shake hands and say good game.
we all tried our best.
Good game. Good game.
So,
good game.
So the Bachelor.
Sarah's
Saraza sounds like just going to scoot in here.
Sorry, that was
I have
such a
nothing to do
vivid
with
image.
this competition.
Nothing at all.
Just a vivid image of like softball in high school, and
Game.
I think also netball. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like even though there are alternate universes in which Saraza and Ulster had something, I don't think any of those universes would have been ones where Ulster would have been happy to get married again. So no. He's commiserating, but not knowing why. He's like, huh, interesting. Anyway, all of that aside, after a moment, the light starts to dim as the sun sets over the ocean, and
Do the fairy lights?
Loran's magic kind of lights up the ship with each flower bud now having a little fairy light within it, and it looks like a
It's so cute.
canopy of fireflies almost against the dimming sky. And the crew has been kind of drinking the whole time, and the music has gone from like calm to upbeat to folky, and now it is sort of winding down once more to something calmer and sorry, Anna, yes.
Looking at a certain spell I'm thinking of performing,
Yes.
I think Sparks will sort of have taken a place about where Ulster and Loran will be standing, but
That's
she's kind
cool.
of she's not really interacting, and for about sort of like 45 minutes or so, she's like touching touching an amulet, sort of like saying things under her breath, because the casting time for this is an hour. So
Fair enough.
I think part of what she will say before performing it will be out loud to everyone, but she could be trying to focus up.
Yeah, of course, don't worry.
Just get it ready.
Right. Also, don't fuck this up. All right.
Divine power.
Indeed.
I'm just channeling it, darling.
So the music kind of like calms down slightly, and people, those at the front row who need to take positions in certain positions can take those. So Sparks, you can stand ahead of everyone, and you see Saraza kind of stands up as well, which prompts Ulster. You asked Slia to do so. So Saraza, Slia will, Slia.
And Lucas.
Slia, sorry, and Lucas, obviously, but Lucas is an NPC. Saraza comes over to you and offers you his arm and says, "Shall we stand together?"
Indeed.
And then Lucas takes his other arm. Indeed.
Looks like hey. I was like,
Not thought of that before. Anyway. Oh, God.
That's what that
I'm a
look was.
nightmare.
I'm going to make all the men kiss each other and all the women get married.
All the women will get married. I think Serena's eyeing up Anna Rashun like, your husband's dead. She hasn't
So
met Sharp
him.
Pistol yet. So she's like, I have,
my
do you
God.
guys know I have written? Anyway.
That
So,
written what?
Yeah, written whatever.
Zarina Rick Sharp Pistol fic. I have written it.
Nice.
Just so you know. Yeah, it's great. Good stuff.
Mm.
So anyway, I think I'm going to start now.
Mhm.
Mentally preparing you all for wedding.
Wed them.
Wed them. So you guys move to the front with Sparks standing on ceremony. Sarah's are between both Slia and Lucas. Slia and Sparks looking out at the crowd. You can see everyone has bright eyes, smiles. There is sort of like a couple like warm murmurs, laughs, and the clink of glasses as even now wine is being passed around. It's a really intimate, friendly, excited like kind of crowd. These are people who have known Loran his entire time in the material plane. Some people who've known him his entire life. Ulster, though he is represented by only a handful, the people who are here seem to be incredibly eager to see him get married. And even
Do we see some bets being passed over?
even Alabek. Bets for what?
Nothing.
Even Alabek. Oh, right, yeah. Alabek Mensej, Kev Ambrose, and Picarus Teronium seem to be commiserating with one another, passing bets and whatnot as they see fit. And it is only a moment later that you guys hear the sounds of fireworks letting off suddenly from behind the altar, a burst of light shimmering throughout the sky. All eyes are drawn up to the dimming night as a sparkle shower of gold and silver kind of just like falls over the congregation. You just hear Sarah's say, "Show off." And the doors to the lower deck open, and arm in arm, you see Loran and Ulster, faces flushed, wearing beautiful gowns. Obviously, Loran pulled out all the stops last minute, making their way across the sort of slightly swaying ship's surface. There's a moment where there's a wave which kind of makes everyone sort of tumble to the side, and Loran manages to catch you. Also, you managed to catch him.
Yeah, also catches Lauren.
Does
He
the whole
swoons a
crowd
little.
go, ooh, ooh, like,
Ulster, you look up at him as you're moving, and you see his eyes kind of flicker over to his parents briefly, and the sort of smile on his face kind of becomes a little like heavier, but he takes a deep breath and just pushes on.
I squeeze his hand and pull his arm a little bit.
And you come up to the front, and Loran gives you a wink, Sparks, and gives you a smile, Slayer. And then Saraza separates from the two of you for a moment to speak to Loran. And Ulster, you're left with Slayer and Lucas. And Lucas, standing at the front of the congregation, just gives you a hug and says, I'm sorry they're not here.
Who?
Yeah, who? I don't know. I'll show up for you, Ulster.
Appreciate it.
And Slayer, do you have anything you want to say?
I think Slayer just gives like a reassuring like squeeze of Ulster's hand and just says, I'm very proud of you.
I know, I can't believe I managed to punch so far above my weight.
No, I'm proud of you for taking the steps to make yourself happy.
Well, he kind of rubs both their shoulders. Let's all be very happy.
And as you guys pull away, you see also you catch Loran and Sarah's are just leaning in, and they don't hug, but Loran does let Sarah's squeeze his shoulder, and he clasps his wrist and pulls away. And you face each other, and the crowd, where once they were murmuring and laughing and whatnot, quieten, leaving only a little music in the background. A lyre, I think. And Loran looks over at you, Sparks, and just says, well, give us a good show.
I'll do my best. Hello, Ulster, Loran. Hello, everybody here.
Hello, Sparks.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks.
Good morning, Mrs.
Oh. I love that. By the way, Sparks is wearing the moss crown and the sprig of baby's breath, and has Myone's feather, I think, peeking out of a buttonhole or something like that, if she's got it. Yeah.
Yeah, quite
Yeah. Thank you all for coming. This is short notice, but I'm sure I speak for many up here today in saying we appreciate that you are in Ulster and Loran's lives, and whether labourers, scholars, caretakers, adventurers, friends, it is very clear you mean a lot to so many. And I think what you're witnessing today is the steps taken to claim ownership of our happiness, our joy, because of or in spite of our circumstances. And our attempts always to build our communities, to improve our worlds, to show generosity and wit and daring and teaching and listening.
Loran laughs.
I know we all have burdens, but I hope today is an example of how we can bear those together. Yeah, I don't know.
I think when you say that, Sparks, Loran takes Ulster's hand and just gives it a squeeze. Have you said your piece for now?
I will now give the two grooms some space to affirm in front of each other and in front of you all.
Okay.
Before I pronounce anything. Continues the spell.
Oh. Okay. Do we want to roll to see who goes first?
You go first. As they
Initiative.
Okay. So, as sorry, Loran's crying. Sorry, no. I think you see that Loran's eyes are a bit wide and glassy. He looks a lot younger than he usually does. Ulster. Do we think he's shaved his goatee secretly? Yeah. That's the real reason he was manic. He secretly shaved his goatee again.
That's what he does when he's manic.
He looks over at Slayer, who inexplicably knows.
I know.
Slayer just winks.
Yeah. From another world, you almost feel a connection to this moment. Loran looks at you, Sparks, and says, "Well said. Was that a knock at the door?
No, it's not in the garden.
I could have prepared better for this. I was too focused on picking out the right clothes. I'm just going to put the music back on, so they've got some background noise. He looks
beautiful,
aren't they? Thank
you. Everybody,
He takes both your hands now, Ulster, and rubs the back of your palms. And I'm glad this is free now. And he kind of rubs your ring finger. I didn't realize what I'd been waiting for this whole time. I think a part of me knew from our letters that we had an unusual bond. Unusual is the right word. Certainly. If you told me I would have been marrying someone who could teach me more about moss than I'd ever thought possible, I would have said, "Ha, you fool!" But you've taught me more than just... You've taught me more than just flora and fauna. You've taught me that I'm worth more than the hand I've been given, than the way I look, or the quality of my magic. That I am worthy of someone like you, that you would settle for someone like me, is the real mystery here. But I trust you, and I trust you with this. Sorry it's fast and loose, but I think that's the way we're doing this. I love you, Ulster. Sorry it took me 12 days to realise. Everybody laughs. I'm so funny. Over to you.
Well, every time I meet you, it feels far longer than 12 days. And I know you say it's fast and loose here, but this is perfect. And I thank you for not only trusting me with your heart, but the rest of your life. Hopefully, he prods his chest. And I'm very grateful for everyone here who always been here. And he looks at Sparks, Slia, Taraza, and Kev. You are all very important to us. And to get to share this moment with you, no matter where it was, it's perfect. I love you, Loran, and I will never stop reminding you, not only with my words, but with every action I take to ensure your happiness. And he leans in and he whispers in Massage that he loves him. Squeezes his hand.
And Loran says it back to you in Sylvan. And looks to you, Bluey.
Alrighty.
Yeah!
What we've all
Oh,
been
you're so
waiting
cute.
for.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Alrighty. I love your bells, by the way.
Are you Ulster, an adult humanoid who is willing to be bonded in marriage with Loran?
Yes. That's correct. Yes, I do. Yes.
And are you, Loran, an adult humanoid who is willing to be bonded in marriage to Ulster?
I am indeed.
All right. Hands on the shoulders. There's an insect there. Oh my god, sorry.
You see a little bug and it flies across the wedding. Loran's like, oh, and also it's like, oh, I almost got married to a bug. So, this is happening in the game. 100% happening.
Sorry.
Traps it in his hands, goes over to the side and goes, "Oh," and then comes back.
I am in love with you. Okay.
Then, after hearing that, in front of everybody here, in front of whatever deity will grant this protection, thanks, deity, I pronounce you husband and husband.
Yay! There's like a warmth of magic, and Sparks, it's magic. Whatever deity, you're not sure, but it feels very familiar to the one that you serve, or you're drawing your magic from, is potent in this moment, forcing their way through as clearly as possible to be present here. And that magic washes over Ulster, it washes over Loran. Ulster, when you feel the magic take hold, there's like a rush of like kind of cold wind almost that kind of like billows your hair. Yes. And Loran kind of has a similar one for warmth, and it just intermingles into like a hint of magic which carries over the crowd, and everybody goes, yeah! And then they start drinking and the music picks up immediately.
I would like to grab Loran and dip him. Give him a kiss.
You bet. You dip him, and then the magic carpet swoops you off your feet and does a ring around the ship.
May you fight for each other and protect each other.
Huzzah!
And
Huzzah.
be merry.
Be merry.
Be merry. I think, actually, no, I'm going to say it's not the magic carpet. I'm going to say it's Shu, because I think that Loran would have let her out for this. She comes up and she, like your carriage, flies through the shower of petals and paper, but mostly petals now, thanks to Slayer, that Kev prepared earlier.
Why is there paper?
I ran out of magic, but Slayer help me! And you guys do a loop around, and Loran lets off more of his magic, which turns into fireworks up high. And you guys,
Someone is at the door now.
Someone is at the door now. Let's take 5 minutes then whilst I go get some more tissues and some more water, and then we'll pick up after this.
Thanks, Crawl.
Now we're just going to Crawl's house tomorrow instead of
Yeah,
today.
I'm going to see Crawl tomorrow.
Yeah. So the party picks up, and there is much dancing, there is much music, and there is much wine.
Why?
And I think that you guys, so there are so many people here. I think we'll start with the grooms. Are you guys kind of wrapped up in like focusing only on each other mostly, or are you going to talk to anyone?
I think they
Also.
will talk to other people. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe at first they're just dancing with each other.
Yeah, I think Loran just like swings you around, like showing you off. He's like, mine.
Can I check in on him because he was a bit like wide-eyed?
Yeah, for sure.
Pat his cheek.
I'm-
Feeling
I'm very happy, I think.
You think?
I have a feeling. How about you?
I knew I would be very happy, and I am.
With your psychic abilities?
Yeah.
Of course.
Very good. I can always tell what's going to happen.
Yeah?
Like you're going to kiss me, right?
He gives you a kiss.
Psychic.
Psychic. Then spins you aside and says, thank you for choosing me. I don't know, you had a lot of options, surprisingly.
Also looks at the gaggle.
I think Kev is like doing a two-step with Saraza.
You were always going to be my choice.
You mind? Never had a relationship that meant as much to me as this.
I'd hope not. I don't want to find out about your other marriages.
Oh, my children!
Don't you dare, he thumps him.
No, I don't have any children. I've checked.
You checked.
I have checked.
Uh-huh.
It'd be very hard for me to have made a mistake on that front.
Mhm.
Of course, I'd take responsibility, but I would rather have children with you. So,
That
child.
is children now.
Oh, God. Also, I'm going to go and get some more wine. Would you like some? And do you want to change out of this? And he pulls on the heavy robe into something more comfortable.
Yes.
Yes, okay. He whisks you off for a little bit, and you guys can come back in more dance, practical clothing. With wine, with drinks, and such and such. I think that Sparks, Alabek would pull you very graciously into a dance. You officiated very well. I'm impressed by your skills.
Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Thank you.
So you are also of noble standing.
Oh, no.
You-
Um,
You carry yourself as if you are. Very good. It is a compliment.
I very much tried in those moments too, because I wanted to say what I meant, and at least look like I'm meaning what I'm saying. And I think I did that.
Indeed. Very good.
Yes.
You and Ulster, you seem very close. I'm sure you're aware I made a promise to him not to share his story with his parents. But well, I can't say this is going to be easy. I have spoken to his cousin, and we agree that well, he's speaking to your other colleague now. We agree it would be best if you were to keep an eye out for him in the coming days. I think that whilst we can keep our tongues firm and our mouths sealed, Rolmy is powerful, and he will find out about this soon. Make sure this does not fall back poorly on Ulster. I trust you with this mission.
Try our best to prevent Rolmy from learning what's happened today, or are you saying that's probably inevitable?
Rolmy is going to learn what has happened today when that day comes. Make sure you're ready to protect Ulster.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'll stare you ground
Sleer,
forever.
Sleer, about 10 feet away, Lucas comes up to you and says, "Hey, can I ask you a favour?" And just starts swirling you around in a little twirl.
Certainly.
I think I think Alabek, sorry, Bluey drew the short straw. I think Alabek's having this conversation with Bluey right now, and we wanted to pass on to you. We are concerned about Ulster's well-being. If anything, roll me adjacent does in fact happen, he dips you. And
Asher just
12
goes with whatever he leads.
Yeah. Yep. You're a very good dancer.
Thank you. I do make
Anyway.
a habit of it.
Oh, you should. Well, if anything roll me adjacent is to happen, I feel like it could reflect badly on Ulster, so please do look out for him on our behalf.
Always.
I think you can be trusted.
At least with Ulster's well-being in mind, yes.
Indeed. You know, Astra, I have a thing for purple tieflings.
Do you now?
Just a little bit.
Well, how long are you going to be around?
Yeah! I get a big kiss! As long as you need me, darling. I think he gives you a bit of a cheeky grin and then continues doing a little spin around the deck with you. And Emma gets a big kiss.
Hey, I'll take 5 steps wrong.
He'll kind of steer you towards the drinks and just be like, wine or something else.
What are you having? I'm always in the mood to try something new.
Fuck.
If you want what I'm offering, we'll need to go somewhere else, darling.
Depends on what you're offering.
Oh,
He leans in and whispers in your ear. And I think you know the gist of what he is saying.
Yeah, I mean, Astra's Astra's down to have a good time.
Okay, cool. He leads you down to his ship.
Also, just watches you guys go like, huh.
Bye, Ulster. I'll be back. Yeah. You disappear. Sparks, you watch them go wistfully and think about my... No, you don't. I'm joking. You can think about whatever you like. But regardless of all this, as you were all dancing, the night carries on. You have your many moments, your many trysts, and it does seem like Loran's crew is a very romantic bunch.
Oh yeah.
Zarina and Leander have long disappeared. Alabek is...
With each other?
Yeah, duh. Everybody else is a bit too close to Loran to be a viable option. So they're like, we'll just do the usual. But you guys notice, I think as time goes on, that Alabek is just watching the amorousness kind of take place awkwardly, standing on the edge of the crowd. Kev and Ender are too kind of like innocent and drunk to really notice that this is like kind of like the energy is getting a bit raunchy. It's like Turn Down for What or Apple Bottom Jeans has started playing. And
I have an idea.
yeah.
Is Ishan around?
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna go over to him and say, hello.
He looks at you and says, I'm still on the crew, in spite of everything. Thank you for, I assume you must have put in a good word to save my skin.
I mean, you didn't do anything bad.
I did offer you my lips, so.
Yes, but then Loran offered me a better deal. Sorry, that was rude.
No, yeah, he's very good, so I understand.
So, you know my friend over there, points at Alabek.
Yes.
He's never had a good night in his life. Ever.
That's very sad.
I think even if you don't, it doesn't lead anywhere. Maybe you should invite him to dance.
I could do this.
Mm-hmm. You were really interested in telling me about what the stock in the barrels were. If you went through that with him, an itemised list, you'd have them all over you.
Well, I'm not looking for a relationship, though. I hope he understands.
I'm sure he does not want a relationship with you.
Should I be offended?
He pats him. I'm sorry, I'm just very direct.
Fair enough. He takes a drink and looks at Alabek. He looks a bit sour.
Yeah.
I can change that. Okay. And he'll head over.
So steps back like, he goes to Loran. Well, I was kind of hoping to introduce Pico Taro to Alabek, but Pico Taro seems very sick and tired, so I thought maybe Alabek could just have a fun night.
I think that is a good idea. Introduce him to the idea and then introduce him to perhaps a love match later on.
I just think he should really let loose before he gets married. He seems to have a lot of pent-up emotion.
Yes, he does walk around like he's got to stick up his ass. Kind of like a slate. Just smooth and a little coarse at the same time, without much adornment.
Do you want to watch and see if Ishan manages to get him to dance?
Do I want to watch?
Just the first bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't he smacks him. Come on.
You guys can nestle down on the cushions and just watch as I think what happens is this: is Ishan goes over to Alabek.
Mm-hmm.
Alabek looks up at him and is like. And Ishan is quite tall and burly, so he's a bit bigger than Alabek, which is unusual because Alabek is about 6'1".
Yeah.
So he's like, the only person really taller than him here is Saraza. So he's like, hello, and takes the drink that is offered to him, and there's a moment of like awkward pause, and then you just see Ishan motion to the barrels. And Albec's like, yeah, oddly intrigued. And this kind of carries on for a while. And I'm going to just say...
He's telling him about the store list.
Jesus Christ, who is that? I think after a moment, there is a flush. And for you, also, you know that for Alabek, that means that's the first in his life he's ever been wooed.
Success.
They may disappear but they only disappear for about 10 minutes. And I will say all clothes are intact, and it looks like there was a kiss, and that's about it.
Oh,
So sweet.
good for them.
Good for them.
I'm making that exact face.
I think he quickly descends the ladder and just goes to take some quiet time.
Before we go, can I just check in really quickly with him?
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. All right, let's say you don't see him exactly come back, and maybe 10 minutes later or so you just catch a flash of him going down the ladder. You separate yourself, and you follow him down.
Alabek.
You kind of catch him as he's sort of like sitting on the sort of side of his vessel.
He teleported. He didn't have.
Oh, he didn't tell. Yeah. I think he sits on like the edge then of the ship, and it's just like, yes, right. Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Did you enjoy your offering?
My what?
Your offering.
Peace
offering.
Oh.
He likes you.
Well, Alabek actually has a bit of like like not upset, but a confused look on his face. You organised that.
Well, I was kind of keeping an eye out for people who might be interested in you, and then I gave him a little nudge.
Right.
Is that bad? Is that a wrong thing to do?
No, I don't. It is as I thought. I'm not necessarily the most approachable, naturally, person.
I put my hands on his cheeks with like a little smack. You just need... He kind of needs him. You just need to relax a bit.
Is there something Is it my hair?
Yes. He reaches up and messes his hair.
Ah!
Hair. Smile. Wonderful. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like me.
Well, maybe it doesn't feel like you now. It doesn't always have to feel like you.
I just, I need to save myself for a royal match if I can make one.
You don't.
That is what my family expects of me.
You don't have to do anything more than what you expect. I'm just speaking to people. You don't even have to kiss them. Dance with people, drink with people.
I did kiss him.
And?
I have nothing to compare it to, so I assume it was fine.
It was fine?
Good.
Good.
You remember, also, you distinctly remember Loran saying that Ishan was a meh kisser. I think it was good.
Okay, that's a good starting place.
Okay. Very good.
Uh-huh.
Indeed. Well, Ulster, it has been good to speak to you, and congratulations on your nuptials.
Thank you. You know, Pico Taro is a bit ill at the moment, but should he perhaps...
I think I would have better company with him than I would with a lively crowd, so maybe I should go check. Parties...
You could bring him a glass of water.
Well, I can do that anyway, but parties are not really my scene. I wanted to stay as long as I could to celebrate with you, Ulster, but if there is quiet company, I would prefer to seek that out. I think I saw Anna also go back down there, so maybe I can assist her in some way. Indeed.
But have you had a good time?
I've enjoyed your wedding. And your friends will look out for you. Do write that letter with support. Very good, Ulster, very good. And he pats his legs and moves below deck. And you did see Anna Rashun also kind of exit there.
Smack as he goes.
Smack on his bum.
No!
Smack
On
on
his
his
shoulder.
bottom.
Not on his bottom. Don't think the man would appreciate that.
No. Also, you watch him go. You dance with Kev, Sleer. You eventually return. Eventually.
I hope.
Lucas gives you a wink and says, "Wonderful, thank you."
See you around.
Now, Sleer, what did you say?
I'll see you around.
Indeed you will. And he moves away.
He keeps schmoozing people.
He moves away. You get the impression that he is on the prowl. Constantly. If I find someone you might be interested in, I'll bring them in.
Lucas.
Sorry?
Oh,
I've never met these people before. They have nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I suppose not.
yeah. Sleer would be like, by all means.
Indeed. Also, I spend the majority of my time in a very cold environment.
I know.
Unable to remove many layers of clothing. Please
I know.
let me indulge. Would you like to dance? In a No, this is... Why does this keep happening?
I would like to dance.
Good. And he pulls you in for a dance as well.
Mhm.
And as you guys kind of carry on, your ring kind of glistening under the moonlight, fireworks passing, sparks, I think that after a while, the massive white-winged form of Shu comes up and curls around you.
Oh.
Hey, Shu, do you want to play a drinking game?
She purrs. It's like, yes. And you guys can all get progressively drunk. And I think it gets to the point where the majority of the crew have like just abandoned the top deck or gone off to the hammocks or the lifeboats to sleep or otherwise get engaged. And lots of weddings. Otherwise. And I think it gets to a point where it's Shu and it's Sparks kind of drinking on the top deck. Kev is like swinging his arms. His little cravat is all rough. He looks like far more relaxed than he usually ever does.
Hey, Kev!
I think Lucas has disappeared, but you couldn't see who with, so it could be a mystery to you all. Alabek has gone to Betty Bice, as have Zarina and Leander are just kind of lounging up on the starboard, a little bit away from the party, but not so much so that it's rude. Loran has spoken to them once or twice, but it's been brief. Pleasant, but brief. Sparks.
I have a small request.
Indeed.
Like last time, I think Sparks would want to try and climb the mast again.
Heck yeah.
Not necessarily to impress people this time, but I think she just wants to have another crack at it.
For sure. You start climbing the mast, mast. I think having had a few things to drink, it's a little bit wobbly, and Shu kind of like flies around you on the way up, like to make sure you don't
Man.
fall.
And I know you're trapped a long time, so I really appreciate this. Like, I mean, I shouldn't have to be babysat, man, but like, I just really want to. But I
Make your
appreciate
way to the
taking
top.
it.
You reach out, your hand almost gets the uppermost rung, and you just clasp it over air, and you feel yourself going, "Ah!" And then there's a little nudge of Shu's head just rewriting you and pushing you forwards onto the rung. I'm gonna not make you roll for it. It's for fun. You make it up to the top. Ah! And there are cheers from below deck. The 5 people who are still partying this late into the night.
I made a good speech, and I climbed the mast with her.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I think we'll start.
Yeah. And those who wish to rest may rest.
Happy
Those who wish
wedding.
to party until sunlight may do that.
And there was no interruption in the wedding night, was there?
There's no interruption whatsoever.
Nice.
Well done.
It just very
Fine.
smoothly faded to black, you know?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was a smooth fade.
Well, I think I could have been raunchy with it. But Loran is always raunchy, so it wouldn't have had the same effect. And I think as you guys rest, as your wedding night draws to a close, it's a little bit early, but I feel like
I gotta
that's
change his name.
I feel like that's a good point to wrap it up for tonight.
Yes, I
Fresh
didn't
events
say any last
tomorrow.
names because I didn't want to, put that on you.
Fresh adventures starting tomorrow.
That's
Recovering from the wedding and heading to Ashisel in hopes to uncover more about this potion plot. Now that you have Pico and Anna and a little bit more information from Albeck.
And we leveled up.
And you are all level 6, guys. Well done.
Yay!
It means you've
level
officially
6.
caught up with Loran.
Yay!
Ah,
He started this journey as a level 4, then level 5.
Good for him.
Well, to obviously make sure you guys didn't absolutely destroy yourselves.
No, why would we do that?
No, you wouldn't do that at all.
We're very sensual.
Not intentionally.
No.
ooh,
Guys, we really need to keep track of who is sleeping with whom in Allstar's family so that I can mentally keep all of these family trees disentangled, please.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay.